So rather than starting an organization and coming in and going, yes, we know exactly what the solutions are, we are prototyping and we are learning and getting feedback and developing along the way. And we were asked to come in and partner with Goler on this program as well. And so our idea was, how can we innovate and do something creative to reduce the cost of a technical education for individuals, for any individual? We were in the process of developing something called Hustle Academy, and that is using web-based training, so video through LinkedIn Learning. You guys familiar with LinkedIn Learning? Used to be lynda.com, and they did a lot of training, used to serve mostly corporations, so it was mostly designed for continuing education for corporations so their employees could learn new software, learn new strategies, new skill sets. And so we wanted to see, could we use that platform to help train in technical education? And could we, the one missing piece was you weren't able to have that one-on-one connection that would help you stay motivated and moving forward. So we added a one-on-one instructional piece. So back to Hustle Winston Salem, which is who we are now, a non-profit organization with a mission to help grow the local economy by accelerating underrepresented entrepreneurs. And that's with an initial focus on women, people of color, and marginalized business districts. And we really want to change the way things are done in this city. If you look over here to this direction, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of innovation. There's a lot of entrepreneurial efforts. There's a lot of things bubbling up wrapped around technology and innovation. And we want to make sure nobody's left behind in that. It's really important for us to keep individuals plugged in. And one of the ways that we do that is we partner with a lot of organizations here in that capacity, so that we are sort of a door, an open door to be able to refer people and to get people into systems they might be challenged otherwise in getting into. So these are some of our partners that we work with, and we just also started a recent partnership with called the Salt Box, which is a collaborative between Neighbors for Better Neighborhoods, ourselves, and Love Out Loud. And so we've got networks spread throughout the city in terms of this work that we're doing, and some fantastic partners. So what you would get with this particular program is based on your own sort of capacity on a week-to-week basis and how much time you're able to commit to the program. And on your past skill sets and your interest, you will assign you to a path, a curriculum path in one of these areas, and you would actually go through web-based training, which is video-based, on LinkedIn Learning, and one-on-one each week you would meet with a coach for approximately an hour to an hour and a half to help you process what you learned. They will give you assignments. You would turn the assignments back in, and that instructional support is there to help answer any questions you may have on the content that you took in, and to help give their one-on-one experience based on having done these jobs in the real world. So not just curriculum support, but also professional guidance as to here's the kinds of things you can expect on these particular jobs, here's what you expect as you grow in these job paths. And these are the 6 areas that we are focused on right now, and that is web design, which includes starting from very basics. It's going to include graphic design, so you'll start with Photoshop, you will do WordPress, and some more advanced design languages. And so that is, I'd say that's a mid-level program. You would want to have some background in sort of arts or some sort of design background if you were interested in this. If you use PowerPoint, that would be helpful, a helpful sort of primer for this course in terms of the graphics. Front-end web developer, so that's going to be the content. When you go to a website, everything that you see has to have a code to it. It has nothing to do with the way the website actually functions, right? It has to do with how each of the pages interact with each other, and there's a coding language for that, and there's several coding languages for that. So that's front-end web developer. Full-stack web development has to do with everything on the back end, including all the data, how the data flows and works together, as well as all the different web languages for desktop, for mobile, and for things that are, the word just slipped my mind, responsive. All right, and then data analyst. This has to do with a lot of times the data comes in on the back end of a website or in any type of other software that a business may use. Not just the collection of the data, but the management of it and the processing of it. How do you make sense out of the numbers and the content that's there? And how do you tell stories in terms of being able to share out in a graphic form or in word form what the data means and how it's meaningful to the business that you work for. And then marketing and social media specialists. This is a big one that is growing in popularity. If you were to go and search Indeed right now, you would find quite a few open positions for this, because it's something that every business is finding they need these days, but typically don't have the time to do. So this is all digital marketing. So digital marketing and social media. That has to do with SEO, search engine optimization. It has to do with things, all social media platforms, so Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, and determining the need for your business or the businesses that you are serving, and then strategies and actual best practices for how you achieve these things, including digital advertising. And then the last one is cloud administrator. And who knows understands what the cloud is, right? So cloud, somebody want to share?
I mean, well, basically, from what I understand, the cloud is basically it's like storage. It basically hosts information that can be shared with multiple sources at one time. So instead of just having like one source, like a hardware drive that holds information, this can be shared with multiple users across one platform.
Right. Right, and so basically what this has done is really streamline the way people deal with files and data. So if you have tons and tons of, file cabinets full of folders and papers, this digitizes that and allows everyone to access it from wherever they are. You don't necessarily have to be at a particular desktop location to access the content. Now, what has emerged because of that, because so much is moving that direction, is that now you essentially have to have a way to manage all of that and manage the flow of the information and who has access to it and how, who's able to change things, who's able to not, how do things progress. Are there documents that maybe time out, or that need to be, the dates need to be updated, or the content needs to be responsive, those types of things. And that's what a cloud administrator does. So it's essentially what used to be someone who was the file room manager, but it is now in a digital format. Thank you. And so those are the 6 areas that you would have to sort of consider, and a lot of it would be based on your backgrounds, your skills up until this point, and also where you want to be. So the combination of those 3 things. A lot of times people may have an interest in something, but you may not be predisposed to be able to get to that quickly. And so we would kind of do some assessments to determine if you said, hey, I was interested in this particular path, here's my background, or we would probably ask you to pick a couple, then we'd give you some assessments to see where might be the best place for you to start. With this program, you would be able to access the content from your own computer wherever you are, and you would meet with your coach once a week here in the Butler office. Any questions? No? Okay, and I'll show you real quick the LinkedIn platform so you know what it looks like. LinkedIn Learning Platform is here, and essentially all of these are different courses. Each path has within it anywhere from between 15 hours to 40 hours of actual online content. So some of the paths are more complex and are going to take longer, and the full stack web development course is extremely long. But each is broken down by course within the path, and then by topic within each course. So it's easily digestible in bite-sized chunks. And you and your coach would just determine, hey, this week, finish through this topic and then cut off here. And within these, within the courses are also interactive activities and quizzes within as well. And then you'd also be taking pre-assessments and then a monthly checkup assessment on what you have learned. All right. Okay. And if you have any questions, you can feel free to email me, and I can give you my email address. It's Fay, F-A-Y, at hustlews.org. Yep. Okay. Thank you, guys.